Hello, I'm Scott again. How you doing? Um, in our last video, we did an electric 18-wheeler, an old Mack truck. But today we're going to talk about DC to AC generators, which is otherwise known as zero emissions generators. And that's what we have here. It's portable, it's on wheels, it's on a trailer. You can pull it anywhere, and you can put it inside an enclosed area. And the neat thing about it is there's no emissions. It's just DC power. These batteries right here, this is a battery bank, one of four. This is another battery bank. There's one over there on that side, and then there's one over there on that side. And what happens is we run this from the DC to this little green controller right there with a little Zilla, little picture of little Godzilla right there. Zilla controller is a 2000 amp controller. We're running that to two 9-inch motors, which are daisy chained, and we're running the 300 volt system. We go to this little gearbox, and then we go through this shaft running to this input shaft of this AC generator. This is a PTO generator for a farm tractor. I just put it on here and mounted it on this trailer, and we're going to run this thing here in just a minute. This right here is just the neutral and the ground, and then these are both hots coming out right here. This is 50 amp output, this is 120 volt output, and this right here is one hot leg, and this is the other hot leg. This is 240 volt single phase at 50 kilowatts, which is 208 amps. We're going to run this to this wire, these cables, and we're going to run over here to a testing load bank. And notice that this wire isn't running anywhere else except to the load bank. And so we're running this to this load bank right here. It has these switches on here. These switches control which of these burner plates we're going to have. This is underwater, so this water can keep this thing cool. We got an amp meter, clamp meter right here to show the amperage of what we're pulling, and we can adjust what amperage we want to pull. This right here is the battery charger for the whole system. This 300 volt system, 50 amps, 240 volts single phase. And this is the switch to turn it on and off. I have it just sitting here right now. This is the connector to connect it to the 300 volt system. And this is what the charger puts in and out. It's 27 amps AC input with 240 volts and 20 amps DC output at 317 volts DC output. So it's a AC to DC charger, and we're going to start up this here in just a minute. These are these burner plates that go on the top of an oven, and so I have them ran to this load bank. It's sort of a poor man's load bank, I guess you could say. These right here run the 12 volts part of it, so you can hear the little collectors, and then we can turn them all on and we get the 208 amps. This meter we're going to turn on here in just a minute, and it's going to be showing us the amperage we're getting out of this system. So remember, we're going from DC to run these right here, that controller, and then we're going to run that, and then we're going to run the AC, and then the AC is going to have its wires go all the way around to here, and we're going to put this under a load and check this load right here. Okay, here we go. We're going to fire this thing up. This little knob controls these DC motors. These are battery fans to cool the batteries down. This turns on the main contactor, and this just runs a cooling fan that's on the side of one of those motors. So what we're going to look at is look at this voltage right here. We're going to look at this as DC voltage. We can also get the amp hours, the hours that this thing's been running, and this is the amperage, and that's the voltage. And we'll click this around here in just a minute. So here we go, and this right here is the cooling system. This right here will cool off the controller, and so it's liquid control. See the antifreeze in there, and it goes over here and it runs this, which goes into this controller and keeps this nice and cool. So anyway, we're not going to leave this on for very long. This is supposed to be a pretty short video, and so here we go. We're going to fire this bad boy up. We're at 331 volts. We're going to be at 9 amps right now. We're going to go all the way up. It goes about 24 amps. We're also going to look at the hertz. kind of goes up a little too high sometimes, but as long as it's in the 60 range, we're good to go. We're going to pull a load on it in just a minute. We're going to take a look at everything. Also another Hertz meter that I put in here. And now we're going to apply a load to this little fella. It's going to pull it down, and then I'm going to turn it back up again. Right now we're sitting at 61 amps. We were at 308 volts, 131 amp hours, and there's our average. All right, first switch. Now I pulled it down to 45 amps, 43 hertz. 39.3 amps right now. All right, we're gonna hit this next button. We're a little too high on the hertz. We're gonna pull it down just a little bit. Amps right now. You can see the bubbles bubbling up. It's getting hot in there. Little bubbles bubbling. And we're still pulling average. About 60.5 amps. We're gonna hit another one. Down to 60 hertz. We're gonna raise it back up to 60. Right around in there somewhere. Now we're pulling 80 amps. Still doing good. Pulled 106 amps on the DC side. Turn these battery fans on. And we're going to put on the last one. We're going to hit this switch right here. Now we're 108 amps. Yeah. It's hard to get it exactly right on the dot, but we're at about 60 hertz right there. Back on again. We're at 122 amps. We got all our switches on. You can look real closely, you'll see these bubbles coming up. It's getting hot in there because it's heating up the water. Start spelling it down now. Yeah, we'll slow it back down a little bit. Put it back at 60. Now we're down to 83 amps. And we're going to put it back down to 60. Hit this one off. We're going to turn it back keep it at 60, remember. We're at 47 amps. And we're going to turn that one off. And we're back down to 60. Down to 0 amps. So our little system did right. We did what we wanted it to do. It pulled the amperage we were going to pull. And we're going to shut down the fan. And we're going to be checking the voltage at 307 volts. And now we're going to do shutdown. It's about 34 hertz, and then it kind of shuts the meter off because it's what runs off itself. And back to 0 amps again. And that does just the fan right there. And these guys aren't even barely warm. And that's not even barely warm. So we're back to 0 amps. And that's basically how this system works. You can tote this thing anywhere, it's portable, and it's no emissions, which means you get the same power as a diesel generator would give you. Only difference is, it's battery powered. And that's basically the gist of the system. I make these, I sell these, this one's for sale. Everything on my videos are all for sale. I'm a business, I'm here to make money. And basically that's the gist of how this system works. You can also charge it up with solar panels, and the neat part about that is you could be out in the middle of nowhere on a bright sunny day and charge these up, and then you get to turn it on at night, and then you have, you know, electrical power. Anyway, they also can make these any voltage, any phase on the output AC side. So if you want 3-phase 480 volt or 4160 medium voltage, we can do that too. This is just an R&D video, and it's also a video showing that my company has the capability of building these. This would normally be an enclosed trailer, so if it rains, you get water everywhere, but we can also make these trailers enclosed. This particular trailer sits inside the shop, so you don't really have to worry about having this particular trailer enclosed, but we can also put these in enclosed trailers and portably send them out wherever you want to, run them off of a house. So I can run my whole shop off of it. I had to one time, the electricity went out, and I had to run this to run the shop. So this is great for emergency backup, and you can keep all the doors closed because there's no exhaust fumes or emissions. That's the neat thing about this. Anyway, you can check my website at earthlinemanufacturing.com. That's Earth, E-A-R-T-H, line in the sand, like line, L-I-N-E, manufacturing, M-A-N-U-F-A-C-T-U-R-I-N-G, just like it would be spelled normally in the dictionary. Earthline Manufacturing, all one word, all lowercase, and check us out there. And that will conclude this video for today. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.